Hello and welcome. My name is Toni and this is the Everyday Counts program, and I believe this is the last mat class of yoga that I will be recording as we're back in person as of May, which is very exciting. So these videos will be up, of course, for you to utilize whenever you want to, but if you are interested in coming back in person, then check out the Everyday Counts website. It's going to be up fairly soon, and hopefully I'll get to see you back in person. And we've got a few protocols in place to keep everybody safe and comfortable, but I would love to see you in person. Every week I'm still going to be recording some guided meditations and also some chair yoga. Kenzie's going to be back in person as well, but there is still going to be stuff up so you can utilize it. Again, it's been quite the 2 years for everybody around the globe, but yes, back in person is very exciting. So take what it is that you need. If you're not feeling that that is a place for you right now, then of course keep using the recordings, and we would love to see you whenever you are comfortable in doing so. Anyway, that's the exciting announcement. We have an hour together for yoga. So whether you want to start in a chair, I'm seated on a block. Maybe you want to be down on the floor on a meditation chair. It doesn't matter what it looks like, as long as it's comfortable in your body. And just because I have my legs crossed does not mean that is the way it should be. There's absolutely no way of doing this right or wrong. This is about figuring out for yourself moment by moment what feels right, giving yourself permission to change things up, and allowing yourself to rest whenever you need to. Again, no right and wrong here. This is all about exploring what feels good for you. So we're going to be getting into the sidelines of the body today, which a lot of the time we don't spend any time lengthening through the sidelines of the body, strengthening through the trunk of the body, which ultimately is what it's doing. So that's what we're going to be exploring today. So settling in your own way, taking a big full breath in when you're ready, and then sitting down into that support, whatever that means for you. And we'll take another few breaths like that. Allowing your week, your day, your month, the last 2 years to start to fall off your shoulders a little. Notice if there are a whole lot of concerns and worries. We all have them. We've all got a lot of stuff going on in our lives. See if you can acknowledge what is present today, and then just allow it to be paused just for the next little bit, just for your yoga practice. And of course, it'll start to come back into your awareness. And when you notice that, just be like, right now I'm focusing on my yoga practice. You will be there when I'm done, and I will get to you then. Tuning inwards, noticing how you feel. This is so much part of the yoga practice. We start to keep checking in, and I'm not talking about just on our mat. We do that as many times in the day as we can, checking back in, getting that subtle sense of how we're feeling, and if we need to adjust anything, take time for ourselves. If we need to eat something, if we need to rest. It's a great practice. Noticing how your physical body feels. Tightness, tension, discomfort, strength, quietness, okayness. Making any adjustments you need to. We settle into that support, whatever that means, and rise from there through the crown of your head, upwards and across through the collarbones, widthwise. And then starting to bring your awareness to your breath, just as it is. steadying. Maybe breathing in and out through the nose if that's comfortable for you today. So we get this inhale, which is a little longer, exhale, which is a little deeper. Smoothing out the breath in your own way. And we all breathe differently. Our length of breath is different. The way we breathe is different. And if in and out through the nose isn't comfortable for you, no big deal. Again, everything is about taking what I say and using it as a suggestion, ignoring it if that feels better for you. Inviting a quality of softness into the breath, so letting go of any forcing, so we can simply allow the breath to be. Noticing how that feels. From that sitting down into support, consider the sideline of your body and lengthen through the waistline, lengthen through the ribs. So we're really lengthening through the crown of the head up towards the sky, and we've got awareness to the central lines of our body. Keeping that posture with a softness to it, turning the right palm up, left fingertips can come to support. And again, if you're sitting in a chair, maybe the side of your chair. Inhaling up through the fingertips from the elbow, exhaling down. Keeping the movement in time with the breath. Option to stay here, option to start to lift from the shoulder. Great way to start to just warm up through the shoulder, but also start to bring awareness through the side of the body, the right side. And I'm mirroring you, of course. So that right hip is connected downwards, but we're lengthening through that right side, the right ribs, the right waistline. And the option is with that left hand to support, to take that right hand overhead. Keeping the joints easy, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers and thumbs, or lengthening through those joints so we start to reach. Breathing into the right ribs. Option to stay here. Option to lift up and then curve the belly in towards the spine and bring the right arm towards the front left side of the mat. Inhaling and exhaling, taking the hand down. So now we're getting into a little bit through the sideline and the back of the right side. And if that doesn't feel right for you, no big deal. Take the gaze with you, maybe down towards the left side. We've got another 3 here. Rest if you need to. And again, awareness to the right side of the body. More or less, 1 more to go. You can hear the birdies in the garden outside. Fingertips come down and then rolling through that right shoulder, any movement that feels good to you. Right fingertips maybe supporting you as we come to the left side, palm up from the elbow, inhaling up, exhaling down. Collarbones are wide here, still reaching up through the crown of the head. Awareness to the left side of the body. Option to start to move from the shoulder, as if you're moving through molasses. So steady movements, easy breath. Easy joints here. Option to take that left hand overhead. The right hand is supporting you. Breathing into the left ribs, really feeling into the side of the body in your own way. Don't worry about one side being easier, more challenging than the other. Just moving in this moment. And then the option is, depending on what feels good to you. On that inhale, we reach up, draw the belly in, and we're taking the gaze and the fingertips towards the bottom right side, or the front right side, I should say. And noticing what that feels like. So there's a gentle twist involved, getting into the left back of the body, through the shoulder, all the way through the lower back, maybe even down into the pelvis. Always adjusting the movement for your body. No right and wrong here. Got another 2 to go after this. Resting, of course, if you need to. And then we're coming all the way back to center. Rolling through that left shoulder or both shoulders one way or in another. We're going to take those hands, interlace them, or you can keep the palms or soft fists together. If you're interlacing them, take those first fingers together as if they're pointing up towards the sky. And on the inhale, we're going to lengthen upwards. Elbows bent, it's going to be easier through the shoulders. On the exhale, we're going to take the heels of the hands down, as far down as feels comfortable. So we're getting into the carpal tunnel there. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Again, center line of the body. And then taking the awareness into the side of the body here. Inhaling and exhaling. Option to keep pulsing here. Option to take those fingertips up and stay. Softening again. The bigger the bend in the elbows, the softer it is in the shoulders. You can even rest your hands on top of your head or send them upright. This is the inhale. And the exhale, we're just going to tilt to one side. And as you tilt towards the right, let the right hand draw the left away, and then we get that length through the left side of the waist. And inhaling up to center, and the same thing here. So the left hand draws the right arm over, not collapsing to one side, but there's a strength there, and it may be very subtle, or maybe you've got a lot of movement. Don't have that much lateral movement through the spine. So keeping that sense of control with the breath. One more either side. Again, using the opposite hands to draw you over. Finding one more millimeter. And then when you're ready, parting the hands and taking them all the way down, rolling through those shoulders once more. And settling the breath. And noticing if you've woken up some awareness to the sideline of the body. From here, if you're seated in a chair or you're sitting on the floor and you want to take seated cat and cow, please do. Otherwise, for those of you who want to, I'm going to come over onto hands and knees. Any extra padding, any softness you need, please go ahead. Spreading those fingers wide, toes tucked or untucked. Pushing down through the foundation and drawing the belly in towards the spine. Back of the heart lifts as you push the hands down. And again, length through the sideline of the body. Cat and cow here. So on the next exhale, pushing down into the foundation, back of the ribs. Lift, chin can come down towards the chest to gaze towards the belly button or through the knees. On the inhale, belly comes down and we're lifting up through the tailbone, lifting up through the gaze. Within that movement, make it your own. So if there's something that feels better for you, then go ahead. If you don't want to go to that full range of motion, stay with the breath. The bigger the movement, it is not better in yoga. What we want is the control, that checking in with ourselves always to notice what feels best for us, not for everybody else, not what I'm teaching you, but what feels good in your body. And if you need to rest, child's pose, maybe even child's pose on your back with your knees drawn in if knees and shins and ankles do not feel favorable as you rest them on the mat. Inhaling and exhaling, noticing how that feels in your body. And then coming back to a neutral spine. From there, we're going to take that right foot out to the side. From here, we're going to inhale that right arm up to the sky, lengthening through the right fingertips, gazing up, broadening across the collarbones. Finding that line from the waist all the way through the fingertips. Breathing into the right ribs here. And then from there, you're going to sweep that right arm all the way underneath that left hand, underneath the armpit, looking towards the left. On the inhale, looking up towards the right, and exhaling, sweeping it under. And again, thinking about the sidelines of the body here. Option to stay here for the last few breaths. Option to take that right elbow down to the earth, looking towards the left. Option to sweep that right shoulder down, taking the left arm out in front of you, breathing, shoulder resting towards the earth, or maybe forearm as we get that twist in through the spine. Left hand coming down under the shoulder as we come all the way up and drawing the right leg in. And some big barrel rolls through the spine here, and then round in the opposite direction. And then I'm going to come in front of you as I don't have any space there. We're going to take the left foot out. Same thing, other side, pat that right knee if you want to. On the inhale, taking the left arm up towards the sky. On the exhale, taking it down. Inhaling up and staying wide across the collarbones. We've got length through the side of the body. Taking the gaze up. Noticing how that feels. Really broadening across the collarbones. We've got that gentle twist through the spine. And then on the exhale, we're taking that hand down and through underneath the right arm, inhaling up and exhaling through. Inhaling and exhaling your own way. And the option is to take that left forearm to the floor, twisting towards the right side, or even left shoulder. Whatever feels good to you here. Right fingertips can come out in front of you. Got that twist through the spine. Inhaling and exhaling. Adjusting this for your body. So if you need to change things up, please do. No right and wrong here. When you're ready, that right hand comes back under the right shoulder. And we're coming all the way up. Left leg comes in, barrel rolls. And then from here, I'm going to turn around once more. I'm going to take that right foot round and forward. Give it a little help if you need to. Hand up onto that right knee, patting the left knee if you need to, and we're coming all the way up. We're going to get into, again, the side line of the body. So hands resting on that right thigh. And if you need to make any adjustments, please do. Routine to rise, steady the breath. And then we're utilizing that twist. So we're going to take that left hand to the outside or the top of that right thigh. Right hand comes back towards the back pocket, as if you've got patched denim pockets, rolling that right shoulder back. Or right hand can come towards the sacrum, which is where the spine meets the pelvis there. Twisting towards the right, excellent place to be, and we're upright here, getting into the breath. The option is to take the gaze over that right shoulder. If you want to, turning the left palm out, so the back of the hand is towards the outer thigh. Great place to be, and we don't have so much of a grip here. Shoulders are soft. Last option is to slide that forearm down. So now we're coming into a forward fold twist. And that can come all the way down towards the elbow, maybe even the upper arm, depending on what's feeling good for you. Again, more is not better here. We're getting that deep twist. Hips are still facing forward, but the twist is coming from the spine. So again, the hand on the back of that right hip, you can even draw that right hip back if you feel like you're getting into a twist there, into the pelvis. Breathing into the side lines of the body. So even in this twist, the breath's getting a little harder because it's a little bit more contracted here. Take one more breath. And then on the inhale, out we come, supporting yourself on the thigh. Coming back to hands and knees. And we'll come to the other side. Left leg comes round and forward, patting that right knee if you need to. Adjusting your foundation for your body. And then we're coming all the way up. Hands on that left thigh. And again, any movement to ease into any tension or tightness that may have built up, please go ahead. Keeping the hips facing forward. We're taking that right hand to the top of the outside of that left leg. Right hand is coming back towards left hand's coming back into the left patch pocket of those imaginary jeans or the back of the pelvis. Rolling the left shoulder back, and we're twisting towards that left. Taking the gaze with you if you want. Shoulders are soft here. Same thing as the other side. Right palm can turn away from you. So we've got less of a connection there to kind of really grip. So the twist is coming from the spine. Hips still facing forward. And the option is here, only if it feels good to you, to slide the forearm down. So we're coming into a forward fold twist. Foundation from the pelvis downwards is connected down. The breath is still that steady breath. Maybe gazing back over the back shoulder, taking in the breath. Breathing into the sidelines of the body, noticing how that feels. Even with this twist, it's harder to get breath in twists. Keep the breath still the foundation of your practice. Take another 2. Resting if you want to. And then when you're ready, up we come, hands on the thigh, facing forward. Taking the hands to the inside of that ankle, coming back to cat and cow or any other movements you want. Child's pose here, big toes towards each other, untuck those toes. If you like something like a bolster or a pillow to sit on, please do. Otherwise, we're taking the hips back towards the heels. Supported child's pose, hands, forearms, stacked fists on your forehead, a block, or coming all the way down. playing with how wide or further apart you like the knees. The wider the knees, the flatter the back, the closer towards the knees come, the more compression you have on the belly, the less the breath is easy. You get to decide. There's no right and wrong. Steady the breath. This is a great place to check back into yourself. Notice how your body's feeling. Notice if you overdid some areas. Option to stay in this passive pose, or if you want to, walk the fingertips out in front of you on tent, so the forearms come off from the earth, only fingertips there. Shoulder blades drawing towards each other, back and down. Option to get into the side of the body. We're walking those fingertips over to one side of your mat, drawing the opposite hip away, breathing into the outer ribs, into the outer waistline, noticing how that feels. Always making adjustments if you need to. Lengthening through that side, and then when you're ready, coming back to center, fingertips rest over to the other side as far or as feels good to you. Opposite hip shifts away from those fingertips, and we breathe into the sideline of the body. And keeping that breath steady and smooth, breathing in through the shoulder, the ribs, the waistline, through the hip. Anywhere that you feel this, we're all going to have different areas of tightness, tension. Take a few breaths there, always coming back to center, resting when you need to. Or when you're ready, now taking it back to center, taking 3 breaths or longer, resting. Any movement that you need to ease anything in your body, go ahead. And when you're ready, coming back up, hands and knees, or you're going to tuck those toes and then coming up to standing in your own way. All the way up to standing. Rooting down through your feet, rising up from there. Mountain pose, palms facing forward, shoulders soft, collarbones wide, and we're rooting to rise. Steadying the breath, getting that connection down to the earth, rising from there. And from here, you're going to bend through the elbows, and we're just going to get into some soft twists here. And again, moving through the sideline of the body. So we're going to take the left arm up, and then we're going to follow that palm over to the left. Right palm comes up like clouds passing in front of your eyes. Getting that gentle twist, allow the hips to come with you. Allow the movement to become soft and intuitive. Just getting that soft movement through the spine. And we're getting that twist through the side of the body, from the ankles all the way through the side of the skull. And take that as much or as little as you want. Keeping the feet rooted down to the earth so we really get that twist. Two more either side. Again, gentle movement. Last one. Coming back to mountain pose. Hands hands to the hips, and we're moving towards the front of the mat. So I'm going to turn to the side. Fix your gaze, steady your breath. Rooting to rise. On the inhale, we're lifting up through the right heel. And on the exhale, we're going to take that stepping back behind us. Now, if you need support like a wall or a countertop or the back of a chair, please do. We're coming to high lunge. So the toes are to the earth, hips facing forward. And then we're going to draw that right heel over the top of the ball of the foot rather than it hanging down. Lifting up, that back leg is long and straight, bending in through the left leg. Now again, any support that you need, please take it. This is a balanced posture, so we fix the gaze, we steady the breath. If you don't feel like you need the support of something, then hands to hips. Once you're there, adjust the foundation for your body. And maybe that means coming up a little bit, maybe that means deepening again, the heel coming forward. Any wobbles here, that's what it's about. That's why it's a balanced posture. So again, take the support that you need. Lifting up from there through the sidelines of our body. So in actual fact, we're lengthening through the right foot all the way up through the front of the hip here, through the sideline of the body, through the crown of the head. Same thing's coming from the left here. Connect inwards as if you're drawing your hips in towards each other, as if you're scissoring your legs. And then we get more stability as we reach up from there. So there's this connection to the midline of the body. High lunge. Option to take the arms up, so if you're holding a beach ball, as big or as small as you like. And we're breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. Root down through both sides of the body, lengthening up from there through the fingertips, through the crown of the head. And then on one of your next exhales, we're going to take the right heel down to the earth and open the right hip out. So now we're coming into Warrior Two, opening up through the body, and then we're taking the arms shoulder height. Option to take the arms to your hips, draw back the right shoulder, and then straighten and bend into that left leg. So we're coming from a high lunge down into Warrior Two. Settling down into Warrior Two if you want stillness, or staying with that pulsing with the front of the leg. Fingertips are reaching away from you. Collarbones are wide, gaze over the front fingertips. Warrior Two, equal distribution of weight in the feet. Option to stay here. Option to reach forward with that left hand. Hand comes down towards the thigh or forearm. Lengthening through the sideline of the body from the outside edge of the right foot all the way up. Hand to that hip. Coming into side angle. And again, any straightening and bending into that leg to ease any tension, go ahead. Taking the right hand up towards the sky. We're getting length through the sideline of the body. And the last option here, for the last few breaths, sweep the right arm down and across over the right ear. And we're lifting through the sideline of the body. Everything's coming towards here, everything we've done today. Steady the breath. And then on the inhale, with that right hand coming up, coming back to Warrior Two, maybe straightening that leg to give yourself a break. Settling down. Warrior Two, 3 breaths. Equal distribution through the feet. Opening up through the spine, through the hips. Hands come to the hips, straightening up through the front leg. And then we're drawing the right toes in. Bending into one knee and then the other. If you want to add on, I'm going to take one arm over and the other arm over. Side line of the body. Coming back to center. And then from here, we're going to come to the other side. So you can either come forward or I'm just going to come to the other side. So hand on support if you need it. Right toes turn out. Left heel lifts. Left hip comes to face forward. Again, support if you need it. Hands to the hips if not. Lifting the left heel over the top of the ball of the foot. Bending into that right knee. And here we are. High lunge. Support. Hands to hips. Reaching down through both feet. Lengthening through the back of the leg. Option to take the arms up. Now we're lengthening through the sidelines of the body. Hips coming in towards each other. Fingertips reaching over the crown of your head if your hands are on your hips. Steady the breath. Take the gaze somewhere soft. High lunge. Finding the length through the side of the body. And then on the next exhale, support or not, taking the left heel down, warrior two stance here. Opening up through the left hip, bend and straighten into that right knee, getting your foundation right. And then the option is to take the arms out, warrior two. Gaze over those right fingertips, and here we are. Again, oops, there we go. Nice click in my hip there. Any movement you need. Option to stay here, pulsing in movement. Option to come into side angle. So we reach with those right fingertips. Hand comes to the right thigh. Open up through the collarbones. Excellent place to be. Option to come down to forearm. It really depends on how long your bones are and what feels comfortable for you. One is not better than the other. We're finding length through the outside edge of the left leg all the way through the sideline of the body. From here, left arm draws up. We're finding more length here. And again, coming to where feels comfortable for you. Any straightening and bending into that leg, go ahead, do what you need to do. Option to take the left arm down and across the left ear, and we're reaching. Inhaling and exhaling. Steadying the breath. Equal distribution through the feet. Got a few breaths here. And then when you're ready, that left arm is drawing you up to warrior two. Straighten and bend. Anything to ease. Hands come to the hips. Take that right foot forward, hand to the hips. We're bending into one knee and then the other. If you want to, just like the other side, coming to the sideline. Should feel pretty comfortable there now. And then when you're ready, coming back to center, heel toeing, or jumping those feet towards each other. Mountain pose. Hands interlaced. First finger and thumb. On the inhale, we're coming up. On the exhale, taking those heels of the hands down. More of a bend in the elbow, the easier it's going to be through the shoulders. Option to take those fingers up any height and stay. Reach through the outer feet all the way up through the crown of the head, through the fingertips. This is the inhale. On the exhale, we're coming to one side. Right arm draws the left across. Inhaling up and over to the left. Finding that length. Option, when you come over to the right side, send the hips to the left, and option to tap the right toes out. Breathing into the whole left side of the body, down towards the outside of the left heel. Inhaling to center, right foot comes in, over to the other side. Maybe the hip shifts right. Maybe the left toes tap out, and we're breathing into the side of the right body. Whole lying down to the outer edge of the foot. Inhaling up to center and floating those arms down. When you're ready, rolling through the shoulders, one direction, and then the opposite direction. Palms facing forward, mountain pose. Connect into the sidelines of your body, all the way up through the sides of your head as the crown reaches up. Settle the breath. And when you're ready, we're coming down to the earth in your own time. And if you prefer a couch, a bed, a recliner, anything that's more comfortable for you, go ahead, gather with you everything you may need for your relaxation, and I'll see you on the floor. Down on the earth, now we're going to strengthen through the sideline of our body before we come to relaxation after all that lengthening we've done. So coming down onto the back body, feet to the floor, soles of the feet to the floor, knees to the sky. And then taking the hands down towards your hips, palms facing down, shoulders connected to the earth. Knees in towards each other, and pick the feet up from the earth. So a little flex in that ankle. The closer the knees are over the belly button, the easier this is going to be for you. The further those knees are away from your belly button, then the harder it is in your core. Come to a place where you can connect the back body onto the earth. So you're not arching your belly, it's really deeply connected, belly button into the spine, and the same breath. Heels down, or if you're adding on, heels up, knee height. Strengthening through the center of the body, and that corset of muscles that we have around the core of the body, including the sideline of the body. From here, we're just drifting the knees over to one side. Knees are connected and ankles are. So we're not sharing the knees, so one knee is not coming down from the other. They're actually staying together, which means that as you come to one side, the opposite hip lifts. Connect the hands down, inhaling back to center, and exhaling over to the other side, opposite hip lifts. And remember, those knees stay together. Shoulders connected downwards, belly's drawn in towards the spine. So we're not overarching the back. It's not a very big movement. We're just shifting the hips to one side, opposite hip is lifting. And we've got those hands to support us. So if you want to add on, arms above you as if you're holding a small beach ball or a basketball. So we've got less support, but the shoulders are rooted down, belly's drawn in towards the spine. And again, the more the knees are over the belly button, the easier it's going to be. The further they are away and the more the heels are up towards knee height, the more challenging it's going to be. Shifting to one side, opposite hip lifts, inhale to center, and exhaling over to the other side. You're going to notice that it's not going to take very long for that to become challenging. Arms are up towards the sky, shoulders rooted down. Strengthening through the sideline of the body. Option to continue with this. Option to send knees to one side, that basketball over to the other side. And then you might find, because the counteraction of the weight, you might find you can go a little further, maybe, maybe not. Bigger isn't better. We're just connecting to that sideline of the body, strengthening through, again, the abdominal corset that we've lengthened. Next time you come to one side, option to stay, 5 breaths. Gazing up towards the sky, steady the breath. Maybe now is a time to play with the knees coming a little further apart. Rest whenever you need to. Come back to center or pulsing whenever you need to. Another 2 breaths. Coming back to center and over to the other side. 5 breaths in stillness. If you've lost the control, come back to a place where you can hold this with a steady breath. Another 3 breaths here, or 2 breaths, depending on your breath length. And then when you're ready, we're coming back to center. Give yourself a hug here. Nicely done. And then from here, one more version of that. So coming back to holding that small beach ball or basketball above you, knees at your place, heels at your height. Steady the breath. And then we're coming over to one side, opposite side with the hands. And then straightening through the top leg. And of course, as we straighten the leg, then we're getting more weight there as we extend the leg out. 3 to 5 breaths. When you're ready, bend that knee, bring it back to center and over to the other side. You can stay exactly as you are, 3 to 5 breaths, or extend out that top leg. I've got a wall there, so that makes it a whole lot easier. But coming to a place where you have control of the breath, control of your body, so you're not collapsing. Again, strengthening through the sideline of the body and through that corset of muscles around the core, the abdominals. And then when you're ready, bending that knee, coming back to center, and coming back to anything to ease any tension. Knees to the sky, feet to the floor. Supporting yourself in your own way. If you need a blanket under your head, any softness under the back of your body. Settle the energy down. Connect down to that support underneath you. And then from here, feet to the floor, soles of the feet to the floor, knees to the sky. We're going to shift the hips towards the right side, allowing the left leg to lengthen. Keeping the right shoulder connected downwards to the earth. Right knee comes up and over. Once again, this is a side line here, getting into a twist, but we're lengthening through the side line. Option to stay here with the knee bent. Option to extend that leg out. Lower, higher, keep a nice bend in that. You can straighten through there. And we're getting a length through the side line of the body. Gaze can come over that right shoulder if that feels good to you. If the knee is bent, maybe taking some support underneath there. Anything that feels good here. Gaze comes to center, knee draws in and up. Right foot to the floor, left sole of the foot to the floor, shift the hips to center and over to the left. Extend the right leg. Left shoulder connected to the earth in a T or cactus. Left knee up and over. Excellent place to stay right here. Knee can be supported, or you can extend that leg in your own way. I've got a wall here. Finding that length through the side of the body, down in through the hip, across that IT band here. You can push that left foot into the floor or into support, gazing over that left shoulder if that feels good in your body. And then when you're ready, gaze comes to center, the knee draws in and up. Both soles of the feet to the floor, knees to the sky. Drawing the knees in once you've centered your pelvis, giving yourself a little rock and roll here. Anything that feels good. And then from there, coming into your relaxation. If there's something you need before, any movement and a shape that feels good in your body, go ahead. Otherwise, coming down into your relaxation in your own way. There's no right and wrong here. If you want to be on your belly, your side, you want to sit up. If you've got a bed or a recliner close by that feels really good for you, take what it is that you need. And then settling yourself in for your relaxation. Settling in and settling down. Allowing your body to rest deeply into ultimately the earth underneath you, whatever that support is for you. Allowing your bones to get heavy, your joints to find space and ease. Allowing your muscles to lengthen and soften throughout your body, creating softness around your inner organs, allowing your belly to be soft and easy as best as you can. Allowing the muscles of your face to start to relax, so the expression on your face slides away. And if there's any remaining tension and tightness in your body, use your breath to shift the sensations, breathing into that area. Exhaling, allowing the exhale to soften and soothe where it can. You might notice even how every exhale allows you to relax just even 1% more. And as your body starts to ease and find more softness. Allow your breath to completely release. Allowing the breath to be soft and easy. And allow the thoughts to come and go like those clouds passing by your face earlier with your palms. As a thought comes up, notice it, and notice it drifting out of your awareness. Another one will arise, a thought, a feeling, a sensation, and watch that too. Clouds drifting by. Your awareness being caught by them for a moment and then allowing that softness in the mind. Until you start to find a stillness within as you watch the clouds drift by, those thoughts, those sensations. When you find that stillness within, as everything else moves simply within your awareness without needing you to react or have an opinion or figure anything else out. And from that stillness, allow yourself to simply be. As if your whole being resided in that stillness within. And you just witness it all. Rest here for as long as you wish to. For those of you who want to rest longer, just allow my words to drift over your awareness, not disturbing you or distracting you from your rest. From those of you who would like to finish your practice, start to drift your awareness down into your body, fingertips to toes, to the crown of your head, filling every cell, every particle. Starting to breathe into your body and noticing the breath, expanding the body on the inhale, softening the body on the exhale. That pulsing, that natural ebb and flow. Allow that breath in your own time to awaken your body in your own way. Fingertips, toes, maybe taking the gaze from side to side. Anything that arises that simply feels good for you. Stretching wide or long, or maybe staying exactly as you are, and make your way to where you would like to finish up today. Settling into support and rising from there. Hands in a gesture of closing for you. Take a full breath in when you're ready. Exhale, chin down towards your chest, honoring and thanking yourself. Rooting to rise through at the sideline of your body. Notice the awareness that you've built. From my heart to yours, big thanks to you all for being present.